All right, hello, welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. We are back to playing Arzium tonight. We are continuing our near far, wherever gears our campaign, and we're getting close to the end. We'll see. We got the full crew back. Jeremy's mad because we spent all his strength, so he's not as.
It was for a good purpose.
It was. We think. Not really sure.
Maybe. I don't know.
Jeremy wants me to make sure that they level up again. Kipser doesn't want me to get them to level up again. So if they level up again, guess you could tell. If you're just listening, Kipser is making menacing motions. Yeah, exactly. So we're back, and there's an off chance we could finish tonight, but I think probably we're gonna have 2 more sessions. So this one and one more after that. And we'll see how it goes. All right. Ready to dive in?
Yeah.
Ready? Let's do it. So last time around, you all went below a mountain, and you very quickly found your missing friend, Mac, who had wandered off to try to find a Srika, his friend Srika, that had escaped from Varna's hut. And you found him in combat with a giant fish that he was just trying to befriend, but the fish was being very rude. Very rude. Bruce, very bad man. Don't trust people named Bruce. It's a weird name. There's been 2 good Bruces. I'm trying to think of. There's 2 good Bruces. Now I can think of a third. There's Bruce Springsteen, Bruce Campbell, Lenny Bruce, and then Bruce Lee. There's another one. Yeah, that's another one. Bruce Smith, Buffalo Bills, very good defensive end. Anyhow, okay.
But this was based off of Bruce the mechanical shark from Jaws.
Oh, that's another excellent Bruce. Okay, so I'm starting to think that Bruce is a really good name. So it's a shame that the giant fish decided to ignore their namesake. But anyhow, so you killed Bruce and you killed the 2 Cyclopean Zorlocks that were with him. And then you took a little bit of a rest. Then a ghost came out of nowhere, and turns out that ghost was Rickard, Varna's dead husband. Apparently he's been on here very long. He's very restless. His memory's kind of spotty, but you all agreed to recover his remains, deliver them to Varna. And all he really said was that his remains were deeper. He just pointed further into the cave across this big old underground lake, and he warned you about chasing waterfalls. So Sarla, you pieced together a raft, then you traversed the lake, and then you just rode down the waterfall, because why the hell not, right? And I think Melka was the only one who went down relatively safely using her wing thingies. Nurgle, you found as you were swimming around that the water at the base of that waterfall went really, really deep, but you got distracted by some shiny lights in a nearby cave. So when you wandered into that cave, it turned out that there were all sorts of these glowing things, but also the remains and the belongings of various adventurers. You went through a few of those, and then you pushed even further as you found this crevice in the middle of the cave, and that took you into a spider warren. I think it was because you heard the sounds maybe of or something like that. I think that might have been what drew you in. Then oh goodness. Then you saw some cocoons wiggling inside of the spider warren, and you went to free them. Got attacked by several of these violet spiders. You did manage to free your Srika friend, and you also managed to free a Glogo, who you kind of dragged away, like, hey, as you pulled them out of the warren and back through the crevice. And that's where we're at. So we're going to pick up with you all having escaped the spider room. You're back in that room with the crystals. You currently have quests. So you have a quest from Rickard's ghost to find his remains and deliver them back to Varna. You know that Eldrin, your Iron Crawler escort, your trader friend, he is going to meet you at Varna's once he's done fixing repairs. You know that Krista's already healing. You know that multiple villages in the area, both a Fishfolk and a Grasskin village, have suffered at the hands of various Cracks raiders. You've heard about these a couple times now. And Eldrin had told a Grasskin herbalist that you might be willing to help. And you also discovered an Arzium device that I think Sarla is carrying that has a ticking time bomb in it, maybe, possibly. And that's where we're at. So,
wait, what?
Right. So what we do is we play up how important and valuable it is. We let the Cracks steal it from us.
This, I think, makes perfect sense.
Like heroes.
Okay. So here we are. We are inside. We are inside this crystal cavern. You've got Tansgrisnir. You've got this Glogo. You don't hear the sounds of the spiders skittering after you. There was a very large spider that was coming down from above, but you would imagine might be too big to make it through this little crevice, but you never know with spiders. But here you are, glowing crystals all over the place. You've smothered some mud on it to make it easier to see. And I'm going to say, because you weren't here last week, Cecil, you get the first player. So what does Cecil start us off? What are we doing?
So finding the husband's remains is still something we haven't finished yet.
That is correct.
That's correct.
I think that would be his goal. Like, that feels like the most personal quest to do. We've actually interacted with her. Like, the other stuff is well and good, but we're here. She's a sweet old lady. That's what he would want to do.
So then there are a couple, I would say then, Cecil, you might have a couple thoughts on to where you might go. Like, you guys didn't fully explore the spider nest, so you don't necessarily know if there are any other routes out of there or what else might have been in there. There were other cocoons. You do know that over by the waterfall, the water went down significantly deep. And you also know that there was another smaller cave opening, but it was like very small. It was like dog crawling on hands and knees, kind of small. Like, it wasn't the type of thing that somebody could stand up and walk through. Maybe a grasskin, but not you all. So you have a couple paths that you could take. So what would Cecil advocate for in this situation?
Well, apparently the whole spider situation was terrible. And I was looking through it, like, I'm trying to look and see if my gourmet cooking has anything that helps with. I can give us poison resistance too. Like, how bad was their poison?
So
how many people got poisoned?
I know Cecil did.
Cecil's poisoned.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Me! I got poisoned. I knew this. I ate some bad shrooms while I was, it happens.
Didn't the ghost kind of indicate that his body was probably under the waterfall?
That was
or
our
at the base of the
Yeah.
waterfall?
That's
I think
definitely
we
the
heard
theory you all were
deeper.
working with.
And deeper, it sounds like could mean deeper underwater or deeper in the mountain. So I think we're not necessarily sure what deep means.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to go with my gut. It seems like if the crew ran away from the spider room and there's some sort of spider queen, it sounds like suggesting that we go back in there makes me an even bigger asshole than normal. So we crawl. Because that's also a dick move. And,
Well, you could just go back to the water. So right now you're basically in a crystal room that led into the spider chamber. This crystal room also leads back to the waterfall. And by the waterfall was where that other small little thing was.
Okay.
Okay. So and you also have, looking at you with relatively terrified wide red eyes, a Glogo, which is kind of a rockish like being. Like the skin is kind of hard, blue green, and you can tell that they're kind of looking up at you all with like these wide, terrified eyes. They still got bits of the cocoon. They're like hiding behind Sarla at this point, but at the same time, kind of shivering.
Is he hurt at all?
You definitely see that they have suffered from some wounds here and there.
Well, in an effort of calming him down and also maybe getting him to help us out, I would use the quick snack ability, which will take a supply and a craft. And I'm looking him over. I'm trying to think of what he would go for. He seems kind of mineral based, so I'll go for some trail mix, something salty. Because he probably wants minerals, so I'll go with something that's got a good salt content for him.
Okay.
Jeremy, rock candy.
Yeah.
Rock candy.
Rock candy.
Like some rock lobster, like a rock lobster.
That was exactly what I was doing. The rock candy is shaped like a lobster. Naturally.
Okay. He's like hiding behind Sarla, but he sees you come up and he reaches out and grabs it.
I know it probably you going through a whole lot down here, and I'm very sorry about that. No, we were thinking of going over that way and going through the whole, and do you know this area at all? Could you maybe show us a thing or two? Because we don't want to get beat up by the spiders no more, or get bitten. That's no good for any of us.
I got lost. separated. My friends, they got rocks came down. They were on one side. I was on another. And then spiders came.
Damn, that's terrible. I'm so sorry. Well, we're gonna go in that way, and I don't want to leave you all alone. If you know what you're doing down here, I'll listen to you. If you don't, that's fine. But we still
I don't. No, not alone. Not alone.
And you can tell like they're really
be our
afraid.
new friend.
These two always want more best friends. I never met people that have more best friends. I don't know how it works that way.
I like best
I don't
friends.
think they understand the meaning of best.
I like best friends too.
Yeah.
This is my best friend Transgrisnir and Melka.
Yeah. And this is my
Gurgle
best friend
and
Mac.
Starla and Cecil.
Yeah. And you can be our best friend too.
I think some rocks fell on their head when they were little.
No, I just thought when you say best, that usually means one, and then everything's best. How can everything be best? Doesn't one?
Why can't everything be
superlative?
best? Don't you always want the best and greatest and most fun?
The nature of superlatives is that it. Never mind.
Like you.
How far away when all the rocks fell? How far away from here were you?
I was by the water, and then we were going past the water. We were getting water, and then we heard. We looked and we ran, and then the rocks fall, and then they kept going. But I'm supposed to meet them. What we have a kind of a check-in place, but it's not here, and I don't want to go alone. Can I come with you?
We could take you to where your friends are?
Yes.
And Sarla just sort of looks to Cecil and shrugs.
That works for me. It'd probably get us closer to where we want to go.
But
good call.
The rocks came down, so we can't go down. We have to go.
And you can see they start to wince.
Up. I don't like up. Up is...
Well, we can go up, but we're also supposed to find a body down, but maybe we want to check the down water before we go up and then down again?
Maybe if we go down, we find another way to get there that doesn't make you go up.
We could try that.
What is your name, by the way?
Ordo.
Ordo. All right, Ordo. Well, we're going to go wander around like a bunch of damn fools.
No.
You want to come with us?
No. Ordo.
Ordo Magica Ordo.
Ordo.
That's what I said.
What?
Ordo. That I said it. I don't
know your language.
But you do know the meaning of best, and I appreciate that.
Lead the way, Cecil.
Okay, yeah, we're going to go wander around like a bunch of damn fools and go crawl through a little hole somewhere.
You make it back to the waterfall room. You can see that there is a very tiny secondary outlet in terms of the earth through here. There's also the big pool, and you can hear the waterfall coming down and just crashing against it. The pool is dark as can be. You're getting a little bit of light from the crystal room, but since you smothered everything, it's not much. You definitely need torches at this point. So I would say, looking at your options, if assuming that you don't want to go back the way you just came from the spider room, there's going into the water and exploring down. There's trying to climb your way back up, which would be a tall task, but nonetheless something you could try. Or it could be getting on hands and knees and just really crawling through that tiny rock.
Well, it's clearly known that I like it dirty, so we're going to crawl.
Okay. So Cecil, you get down and you start to crawl. Okay. So anybody who's crawling through that little rock, go ahead and give me give me like we'll call it a strength test because it's more about pulling yourself forward. You really don't have any movement. It's really just pure strength. So give me a strength test. This is more just to see if you kind of cut yourself along the way or if you make it through unscathed.
Cecil, do you have any snacks? I'm completely forgetting. I always forget the voice for this one. Cecil, do you have any snacks or anything?
I suppose I do.
Just pretty beat up. Just wondering if you've got anything to help with the beat upness of things.
I know you want to go like in this tiny hole, but maybe we should just like sit down for a little bit first.
Like, I'm not intimately aware with how bad everybody is. Mm-hmm. I don't. If people need a rest, I don't argue against it.
Well, who rolled? I think I see Gurgle, you crawled, Cecil, you crawled, and then I saw a party roll. I don't know who that was. Who's the last one?
That's me. I don't know why it says party, but
that's weird.
It's Mac, because he is a party. Mac is the party.
True.
Do all of you fail? Do all three of you fail?
I think so.
All right, I'll roll.
Yeah, I failed
Give
my
me a
roll.
second.
I got a 9.
Yeah, I failed.
Okay. Cecil, you take 3 points of damage.
Excellent.
Mac, you take 3 points of damage.
Ouch.
Oh no.
Gurgle, you take 2 points of damage. How'd you do, Melka?
I also failed. If I take 2 points of damage or more, I'm definitely at 0 again.
Did our armor regenerate?
Your armor does regenerate. Once you guys got back into the crystal room. Yeah, and this is damage your armor could definitely take. Melka, 3 points of damage.
I'm at 0.
Okay. And Sarla, you passed, right?
Yeah, I got a 9.
Okay. So you all crawl through something about 50 to 100 yards worth of this really tiny, constraining rock cave. And there are all sorts of places where like the rock sticks out and you get these sharp juts that just cut through you, and they do it slowly. And so you just cuts and cuts and cuts. So Melka, if at some point you go to 0, it's probably someone would probably notice. I would say. So if we just go by the rolls, I think Cecil was out in front, and then Gurgle and Mac were following, and then Melka, and then Sarla. So at some point, Sarla, you do notice that Melka just stops moving in front of you. So Sarla, what do you try to do?
Oh dear. Dear. And Sarla has nothing like in the first aid direction. And so Sarla would be getting Cecil's attention as quickly as possible. So she, obviously Sarla would pick up Melka and Cecil, we could she got herself hurt.
Mac goes, best friend, and goes for his first aid skill since he's right next to Melka.
Okay.
And we'll try to perform a successful craft challenge to remove the wounded condition and restore 1 health.
Okay. Perfect. Are you putting any points into the roll?
I will spend 2 points of craft, maxing out my craft, leaving nothing left in craft.
Okay.
So that's 2. And I fail. Horribly.
Memory knot
even
is the thing.
2.
If you wanted to use a memory knot here.
Yes, I will. I'll use a memory knot. I've got to save. Melka. So I think he's working on this first aid, and it's just not going right. He's like, "That's right, Melka's not a toad. I've got to do this instead."
Very good.
Fantastic. That's amazing. Okay, so Melka, at some point, maybe like a bit of the wall or the ceiling like collapses, like kind of like conks your head out, but then you come back up and there is Mac's face, like looking at you. He has somehow contorted himself back and is with these very bendy toad arms is able to get you back to
It's his
consciousness.
prehensile tongue that was out there doing the first aid because his arms were pinned up against the ceiling trying to keep the rocks from going down. So you're getting tongue slapped by a toad, but he did do some first aid on you.
I'm a lizard. They like lick their eyeballs. This is probably fine.
We're good. It's just Saturday night for us.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
Mac, you're my best friend.
This is why they're besties.
Oh, God, you're okay.
Oh, yeah. Sort of. Can we rest on the other side?
So
I
as you
think that's a
get,
good idea. I'm
Yeah.
super sleepy.
Me too.
As
Don't tell Cecil. He seems very much like he wants to keep going, but I need
is.
a nap.
He has so much energy.
They're so squishy pink skins too. I don't
I
understand
know.
it. But
Oh, we're back at making fun of humans again.
Oh,
okay,
Every
so
game.
you stumble out, and when this little tiny tunnel eventually opens up, and whoever's out in front, Cecil, if you have a torch out, I assume, so you have a torch out or a lantern out, you look around and you can see you are in not so much a cave opening, but it actually looks like a chamber. You see masonry every which way. You see some of the light flickering off what looks like these kind of metal friezes. Like you look at like a mosaic on one wall, and then some of it reflects off of this kind of patinaed looking metal. And you can see all around you are these like sarcophagi that seem to be layered here and there. These broken old steps that seem to lead to a second higher tier in the room, where you see there's definitely been a cave-in of some sorts, but you nonetheless see what looks like these huge columns that were likely holding up part of a ceiling. And you see that part of that cave-in is there's still an opening, like you still could try to maneuver through there. But you do see like shadows just sort of moving in weird directions here and there, as like the torchlight is flickering in ways that just seem strange.
Well, I got the good news and I got the bad news. The good news is, this is a beautiful place. That sarcophagus over there, that could be a fine bed for you. If it weren't for the fact that on the other side, I see there's some things like moving around in the shadows. So we're going to have a terrible sleep here. But we could do it.
Do you think Varna's husband
We just
is
close
in one of
ourselves
these
into the sarcophagus,
Oh,
as long as none of you are claustrophobic or nothing.
I think these look a little older. I know Rickard was old, but I think
he
these
was.
sarcophaguses look even older than Rickard and Varna.
Oh.
There's absolutely no chance this place is haunted. Everything is fine.
Cecil, since you're my friend, I'll trust you, but I'm fairly certain you're full of shit.
You are not entirely a damn fool. I'm glad to hear you using that
Aaron's
brain. of yours.
trying.
Yeah. So,
Are we going to rest here?
So you can rest. I mean, it's a very large chamber, and it definitely looks like it was masoned. And there is a very clear set of stairs that goes up and into a collapsed passageway. You can see that even though there's a big kind of cave in, there's still room to get by it, because it was likely quite wide. You see mosaics with those kind of patinaed metals, like there's like waves in them, and all these sarcophagi and shadows kind of moving about. So this is what's here. So I think at this point we'll pass it down to Sarla. So we go from Cecil down to Sarla, and like definitely you have like, are you looking to rest? Are you looking to make search the room to make it sure it's safe first, or are you looking just to get the hell out of here?
Sarla is super curious about everything that's in the room. So she would definitely want to look around the room first, and just make sure there isn't a trap or whatever. But she is like limping and complaining and all of those things as one does at 1 health while doing this.
Is there something in particular that you're looking at? Are you looking at like sarcophagi? Are you looking at the weird recesses where the shadows are? Are you looking at the mosaics? What are you doing?
I would say mosaics and sarcophagi would be her focus.
Okay, you got to pick one.
Mosaics.
So that others can do the other. Okay, so the mosaics. Okay. All right, give me a knowledge test as you try to interpret what you're seeing in these displays.
Spent my last knowledge, which I rolled an 8, so I get a 9.
All right, fantastic. You definitely can tell that, much like the device that you've been carrying, this room seems to be of Arzium origin. It seems to be a resting place, perhaps, for those who have passed from ages ago. The mosaics themselves seems to be like kind of a hieroglyphic story of some kind. And with your roll, you're able to kind of deduce that, like, the mountain itself has a mechanism, and it almost seems like it's detailing something from the mountain to a flying island, and you think it's sort of depicting how the Arzians somehow use their technology to just make chunks of earth or pieces of mountains fly. And that seems to be what it's depicting.
And Sarla, and you hear kind of like, oh. And so you kind of get this like winces of pain kind of as she's moving around. But as she's kind of like working this story out, she's definitely more sort of intrigued. And so she's kind of sharing out loud with everybody. And in the mountain, it's like the mountain is like a machine. And that they would fly up into the air. And so she's very like machinery. This is her wheelhouse, as it were.
Diesel, how about we chase those shadows away so our friends can sleep?
That I love nothing more than to go chasing shadows in the middle of this whole place. That sounds great. Better than chasing waterfall.
It went so well last time, though.
That's what I hear.
Okay. All right. So, Gurgle, give me like a perception test then, and like Cecil. Cecil, if we don't do assisting too much, but basically, remember that assisting in this game is where you can give somebody else points. But it's on a 2-to-1 purchase value. So, like, if you wanted to give him a +1 to perception, you would have to burn 2 in your. I don't even think it's actually perception. I think it's any.
Sorry.
Okay.
But I'm there with you in spirit. I
just need you by my side. I'll burn 2 myself.
Okay.
11.
Nice.
Oh my god. Okay, fantastic.
Nice.
All right. So one of the things that you notice as you're moving about is that the shadows themselves don't seem to be moving in the way that you would expect them to, with how like Sarla goes over there and Melka goes over there, or Ordo or Mac are moving. Like, it's kind of working. Then there's other places where it looks like relatively strange. And then as you're, like as if the shadows are just moving almost on their own accord, or something's more diffuse than it should be. But when you start looking at some of these deeper shadows, you see these kind of bright glowing eyes begin to open up in the shadows. First there's a pair in one corner, and then just above it there's a second, and then you see off to your right, Gurgle, there is a third. And they're not like Ordo's eyes. They're not these big like red eyes. They are these kind of bluish white eyes, and they're almost dancing and flickering. And you hear, as you're looking at it, you hear as this scream just begins to echo in the cavern. And Gurgle, you see beginning to kind of manifest is like this shape, this ghastly spirit shape coming up from the eyes. Like, it starts with the eyes and it begins to slowly gain shape. What do you do?
I think we got some demons down here.
no.
I'm so glad I came with you, Gurgle.
You-
Just
Oh
damn it
no.
all.
You do
So-
hear from the other room a little bit a guitar going, spooky, scary skeletons.
3 tall, angry spirits with glowing eyes begin to emerge from the dark recesses of this chamber. One of them's kind of slowly screaming, and they're hulking. They have almost like horns coming up in this profile, and they're slowly moving in on you. Gurgle, Cecil, you're there. Do you run away? Do you charge them? What do you think?
I don't like the math on this one. So, hey, now, we're terribly sorry that we came in here. We interrupted you. Clearly, you got your own thing going on. It seems like you like this room, and we're thinking we might just go elsewhere. So I hope you all have yourself a delightful day.
Roll a cutting test with a difficulty of 10.
Oh, God.
It's hard, basically.
Yeah.
It's
Do you have cunning to
doable.
spend?
That's
I
hard.
might. I do. I'm gonna spend 3 cunning.
We went on a journey with that response. I might. I do. I'm going to spend it.
D10 plus 3. Maybe?
Yeah.
Yes!
Okay.
I'm
So-
terribly sorry. Now, I clearly have stepped into your home, and that was very rude of me. I'm so sorry.
The scream, the one that's screaming, slowly starts to quiet. And then you can see they take a step back into the shadows now, and they begin to retreat into that far recessed corner. Their shapes, those kind of ghastly spirit shapes, begin to now blend once more with the shadows, but the eyes, those glowing kind of flickering eyes, stay there, and they're just watching the two of you, waiting.
I think they'll leave us alone, Cecil.
I'm glad I wore the brown pants today. Whew. I would love to assist you further, but I think I'm very much done here.
Let's leave him in this corner.
Okay. So it's a very big chamber, so you're able to give a wide berth to them as you begin to back away from that dark corner. Mac and Melka, what have you been doing in this time?
Spooky, scary skeleton.
Okay, so you're just playing-
I'm just playing and singing like Halloween
Okay.
songs.
Okay.
Nice.
What about Mac?
And Mac is beating on his tight 6-pack of abs as a percussion instrument along
Very
with
nice.
Melka.
Fantastic.
Mac is an amazing character, Aaron. I love this guy.
That's great rhythm. You really got it now, Mac.
What is Ordo
Yeah.
doing?
Ordo is, I'll say Ordo, who
Free
saved him?
concert.
Sarla, you're the one who saved him, right? So he's probably following you around at this point, kind of holding onto your shirt like he's a child, like in a mall or something, just kind of holding and following.
Well, and I've been saying that Sarla was sort of like talking out loud as she was, kind of like working through the mosaics and everything. And so like that's her audience.
Go up.
Ordo.
Go
Yes,
up. Go up.
exactly.
And he's like pointing at the island. And at that point, we hear Cecil and Gurgle return with their faces, or at least Cecil's face, at least a little whiter than normal. As the 5 of you with Ordo and tow are now on like the earlier side, the original side of this chamber, without going up those stairs, we'll say. So you have a choice in front of you. Do you push forward through this tunnel? Do you try to go back the way you came, knowing that it's a very tight fit, it could scrape you? The only other way out of here you've seen, other than the way you came, is kind of up those stairs and through that half collapsed tunnel.
We should definitely go up the stairs. But I feel like we should rest before we run into any other issues.
Yeah, I don't think you can in here. I think
That's fair.
it's got, because resting has to be in a safe place specifically, and I think it's pretty clear this isn't. Yeah, this room at least.
Oh. Okay, so
I
Cecil
think
Gurgle,
Mac thinks we should go back because it was safe there by the waterfall and it made nice noises.
I think so. We're trying to find Ordo's folks, and this is the steps up would be to the other side of the cave-in, if I'm understanding right.
Oh.
Yeah, but what if there's worse things up those stairs like Cecil and Gurgle saw? And then, well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty tired. I'm not sure I could fight off anything else.
What we do is we let them chase us back to that room over there, and these big scary some bitches can eat them.
Cecil, I think you're out of your mind. Let's do this plan.
Well, humans are not known for their sanity.
I know.
Oh, that makes
it's
sense.
all your
I agree.
squishiness.
Yeah, that squishy brain just be the death of me.
We also didn't check the Gurgle, didn't check the bottom of the waterfall lake area for a body for Varna.
Yep, that's true. A Rickard ghost. He would be very sad if we did not take his body back to Varna so she could properly bury him.
And I don't think Ordo would like us to immediately die in the next room while trying to help him, because that means he would lose all his friends.
Yeah. No.
His best friends.
Yeah.
Best friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
High five.
High
High
five.
fives, everybody.
High five. Very confused. Ordo does not understand this vernacular. Okay, so I think it's we left it on Sarla. So Sarla, do you go back the way Mac has suggested? Do you push forward up the stairs? What are we doing? Where are we going?
Sarla is super intrigued by this staircase and the machinery and the flying. Like, she's a machinist. Like, this is a place where stuff makes islands fly. So she's gonna poke her way up the stairs.
Okay, give me a reflexes test to see if you can move up quickly enough not to draw the attention of these little ghostly spirit things that retreated back into their shadows.
Sorry to everyone if I get us all killed. 7.
Okay, so you do get through enough, but you at one point you look out of the corner of your eye and you can see the eyes. There's like flickering, almost like flickering blue flames that just dart and follow and watch you as you rush up, and you disappear into the rubble behind this that's kind of blocking this passage. But very quickly you see that it actually turns into a masoned hall. There are some patches here and there where like the earth is coming through, but you definitely see like a masoned hall. And as you hold up your torch, you can see that passageway leads maybe about 50 feet forward, and then you see stairs going up and going down.
Going up and going down. I think down. I'll say down.
Do you call back and let everyone know what you found, or do you just push off on your own?
Oh, yeah, no, sorry. Just come quietly. There's stairs up and there's stairs down.
He's scary, scared.
just
No. I'm joking.
Keeping them resting as you go.
That's really good. That's really great rhythm.
Do you all try to catch up with her?
Sure.
Yeah, Mac is too stupid not to try.
Anybody who is rushing, just go ahead and make a reflexes save to try to rush up. And I'll say anybody who's stealthing can do a cunning instead. So it's either going to be a reflex or a cunning test to get past unscathed. All right, Mac,
And on the
you.
reflex.
Got nothing in either, so it's gonna be a flat D10.
Me too.
Same here. I failed.
Okay.
Whose party?
Oh, I got a 9.
Oh, hey,
I
there's
think
a
Aaron is.
6.
All right.
Oh,
no, Cecil got a 6.
Yeah.
So we'll handle that in a second. Melka, how did you do?
I got a 9. I passed.
Okay. You stay on the opposite side.
Creeping
The shadows.
invisibly.
And then when you start singing, they're like, hey, we see you.
You can't
We
see me.
see you.
You can't see me.
We see you.
No, you don't.
So you catch up with Sarla.
Innocuous. Da, 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 da.
You catch up with
Mac is just covering his eyes so he can't see them, assuming then that they can't see him.
You can't see me.
Somehow, the two of you make it across, and maybe these spirits are just like, they're gonna get themselves killed. Just let them go. The two of you catch up with Sarla. Gurgle, how did you do?
I rolled 2, so I failed.
All right, Gurgle, and at some point you do.
Memory not?
Yeah, you could if you wanted. You are going to take damage here, basically. It's up to you. As they
Take
are
damage.
going.
I've got armor for it.
Okay. So this like chunk of like that same kind of fiery blue white glow of their eyes. You see a third, like a mouth, kind of open, and you see this arcing of something that. It looks like fire, but when it hits you, you realize it doesn't burn, but you feel this sickly energy begin to cascade through you. So you're taking 3 points of spirit damage as this thing hits you. And then Cecil. Oh, Cecil. Let's see what you get. So Cecil, you rolled a 6, which means that's unlucky. Okay, I rolled a 4. Cecil, roll a 3, 6, 7. Roll a d6.
Okay.
It's a lose something valuable roll.
Perfect.
Yep. How'd you do? What'd you roll?
I got a 4.
All right. I'm going to say, I'm not going to take your cooking pot. That seems silly. So I'm not going to take your butcher knives. So 1, 2, 3. We'll say your pot lid on your hand gets caught on the block that seems to be going into that tunnel, and you just kind of tear it off, and it kind of crumbles down behind. So just go ahead and remove your hand armor. So that's what you leave behind. And then ultimately, did you pass?
Nope.
Oh, you did. Okay,
6
so
is
then
a fail, right?
Yep. Okay. Well, I rolled a 1 on the damage die, so you take the same thing that hit Gurgle hits you, but it's just for 1.
That's okay. I'm already mostly dead inside. No worries.
The two of you definitely feel something terrible has passed through you, but the spirits don't seem to chase you, at least. So I'm going to pass it over to Mac now. Mac, you are staring here at this staircase. They're stone. They're well crafted. They're old. And you can see that in each of the blocks, much like with the mosaic, there's this like kind of thin bit of metal that's almost like a wire or thread kind of moving through it all. You can see it's going up, it's going down. So you can go up, you can go down. Does Mac have a preference? What does Mac think?
Well, Mac heard Sarla talking, and he thinks down is the one wants to try to find Ricard's body. So he kind of hops over there, closes his eyes again, and starts going down because he wants to make sure whatever's down there doesn't see him.
Okay. So you close your eyes and you stumble down these very big steps, by the way.
He's got his hands out. He's trailing his big swole toad fists along the wall.
You find yourself stealthily singing down the staircase. Okay.
He doesn't do stealth.
Eventually, you go down like a whole flight. You realize that there's like some of these, there's a doorway on one side or the next, but they've kind of collapsed under the weight of earth here or there. You find yourself going down about 3 stories worth, like 3 flights, 3 landings before you find kind of an opening passage that seems to kind of go down this long hall, but you can feel heat coming from it. So you've probably gone down an extra, we'll say like 45 or 50 feet from where you just were. And you can feel like this heat coming down from the edge of the hall. It's much warmer in here than it was anywhere else you've been before. But you can definitely see like a glow at the far edge of this passageway. Kind of glowing kind of an orange red.
He yells up, Melka, I think I found a bakery.
Oh, Cecil, bakery.
Now that
He
is
yells
the
back
best news
to
I've heard all
Cecil.
day. I'm excited to see this. This is good.
Do you know a baking song I can sing you?
Oh,
Hot cross buns.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that is a good one, though. do, 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 do.
And on that note, welcome in, Raiders. Hi, Architects
Yeah, thank you,
of
Architects
Fate.
of Fate. Appreciate it. We are stealthily singing through this weird mountain. Okay, so if you kind of walk towards the bakery, as you were calling it, we'll see that the passageway eventually opens up into another very large chamber, except this time around, you see something a little different. It's visible. Like you can actually see there's light in here, and it's coming from this swirling kind of orange-yellow lava that seems to be in the center, like a pool, spinning round and round and round. And you can see in the center of this massive pool of lava that's swirling and swirling and swirling, there is some device. It looks the size of like a very large house. But it's enormous, and you can see it's metal in every which way possible. You can see these runes here and there that are carved, these massive runes the size of like a person's head. They're carved in these different places, occasionally flickering and glowing and then closing down. You see gears that are kind of trying to turn but are kind of stuck here and there. And it seems like you're in some kind of turbine or engine or piston sort of deal situation going on. And that's what you see. So... Mac, I'll give you one more decision here before we pass it over. It's a decent jump across, but you just from looking as you walk into the room, you don't see obviously the opposite side. You definitely see the chamber is much higher than the previous one, and you do see that there are like these old walkways that likely connected a little bit higher and then across to the center, but they're a little bit crumbled here and there. It'd be a very dangerous path to try to climb up to one and then sort of walk across to that center island, but it's doable. What Mac want to do?
Jumping is doable as well, though?
Jumping's doable. It would be a roll. It would be a roll if you wanted to try to leap.
Let's do it. He's going to jump.
Okay, so Mac and tries to leap. This is going to be a strength test. This is going to be a difficulty of 10, though.
I like it. I'm going to put two
Okay.
strength towards it. Because, this is not going to go well.
As you're going back before you roll that, Mac, as you look like you're gearing up to jump, Starla is going to say, I could also try to craft a ladder that might help us cross over this. I have
in the air,
some
leaping,
extra
he looks back and says, that's such a good idea! That's a big old fail.
Do you guys have memory dots left?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and spend a memory
You
knot.
probably should. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay.
As he's starting to jump, and he's starting to get ready to leap off with his left foot, and he remembers at that point, my right leg is my jumping leg, so he does a stutter step, and then does a super hop off his right leg to jump up there.
Okay. And so you all watch as he nearly goes just tumbling face first into this swirling lava, but manages somehow to leap all the way over top of it and land unceremoniously on the other side, but safely. And you can see he's on that kind of central island where that machinery seems to be stuck. like it's kind of working. You can see that it's swirling, but there's some of these runes are not glowing properly, and it's kind of hard to discern. But it definitely, anyone who has any understanding of any amount of machinery can tell that this is not functioning correctly.
Sarla, do you want me to bang on it here? Right here?
So Sarla had like turned towards, like her bag. And as she was saying, like, before you leap, I could try to make a ladder. And then she kind of turns around and it's like, Mac, I mean, it's amazing that you made it across. Maybe now that you're over there, we can do the ladder thing for everyone else. And you can like grab the other end of it when I lean it that way.
That's a wonderful plan, best friend. Do you want me to hit the machine?
No,
Here,
let's
right here.
No,
it's not
no,
here. I can hit it really hard here.
I believe you could hit it with all of your strength, but I think we should all be over there before we hit any buttons.
Okay. There might be bread rising in that bakery over there, and you don't want to make it fall flat.
Shh, don't anybody tell Cecil, but I don't think it's actually a bakery. I think I was wrong.
He shouts completely across from the island. No one tells Cecil.
As loud as he can.
So good. Sarla, give me a craft test.
Yeah, so I've got 10 supplies, so either 1 or 2 I'll spend as needed.
I would say because you're trying to make a ladder to go, like to lay down and go across. Yeah. I would say 2. It's a lot of material you probably need.
And I'll spend 2 craft on this. I think I want to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
No, memory not.
Memory not.
Okay. What memory do you call upon?
So she's kind of trying to pull kind of these supplies together, and it's sort of this wood weaving kind of a thing, almost like a basket weaving kind of a thing that she's doing. And she was in such a rush and so flustered that like Mac had kind of jumped across, that she was just kind of trying to do it, and then it's breaking apart. And then she kind of takes a deep breath and is like, you need to wet them first. They need to be wet before I can do this. And so she remembers the need to kind of moisten them so that they'll weave together better. So that's what she remembers to do.
Okay. And it takes maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes to put this together. And with everybody helping, you can, and then Mac there to catch it on the other side. You can lay it out like it's a bridge.
Tipping it.
And the rest of you, if you want, can catch up with Mac. And you all now have access to this big machine. And it definitely seems like part of the machine's job just by looking at it. Like it's supposed to be spinning, and it does here and there, but it also kind of stutters and jerks every now and then. And there's a ton of heat in this room as well. You also notice that now that you're across, right above the machine, like you can see these 2 massive metal pipes that hang down from the ceiling above and then kind of bend inward over top of the machine itself. And occasionally you feel one of you might get hit by it, like a drop of water just hit you, like thump, thump. Or it hits like somewhere in the lava, or like it kind of hits a metal portion and just sizzles, something like that. There are many exposed sections of this machine that definitely seems like it suffered damage. There's also these huge runes that clearly are Arzium. And it definitely looks, though, like there are a few places where there's kind of control mechanisms as well, like levers and gears and switches and stuff like that. In terms of doesn't look like there's really any way out of here that you can discern, not clearly, just back the way you came. So, Gurgle, I'm going to toss it over to you. Gurgle, is there anything you want to tinker with now that you're crossed? Anything you want to look at?
Take a look at the machinery that's been stopped.
Okay.
Some of the open panels you were talking about.
Yeah, so if you mess around with some of the open sections, no roll really is necessary. But it definitely looks, as you look up and as you look at some of these like exposed sections, you can see sections of the ceiling that are like supposed to be stone, but are really just rock. and then you can see where the damage is. You would probably conclude that something fell, like a cave-in happened or an earthquake or something like that happened and caused some of the stone to fall from above and likely hit this machine, damaged it, and then maybe tumbled off into the lava itself. So more than likely it's been damaged, whatever this exposed area is. So like you could potentially try to repair it if you wanted to try to do that, but you're pretty confident that it was damaged from something that fell above.
Sala, I know this machinery. Give me some pointers, and I'll try and repair it.
Okay.
Oh, and she's been continuing this sort of monologue to Ordo. This is so exciting. This is so very exciting. Look at all of this. Maybe we'll get to yes, Gurgle. You think we should fix it? Oh, that's such a great idea. I still have some supplies left after yes, let's try this.
Gurgle, give me a craft test. And Sarla, are you giving him help? Do you have any points to give him? Okay.
All gone.
Okay, so Gurgle, you're getting like what, a +1?
Yeah.
Okay, Gurgle, you get a +1 from Sarla, looking over your shoulder, helping you. Okay. Okay, excellent.
And then I always have a +1 for machinery anyway.
I think that's when you roll. This is Gurgle's roll in this case. Okay.
Roll 10.
Ooh,
Nice.
Fantastic.
nice.
You can see where some of these pipes have been kind of damaged, or they've been essentially pinched in certain places, that if you kind of just jam on your tools and try to bend some of the metal here and there, you can kind of create a little bit more wide of an opening, and then you can kind of facet it to some of the places that need to be connected.
Gurgle, here's my wrench. Here, I think this will help.
This is quite useful. And these spare parts from the factory, it fits perfectly.
And then you start just kind of using the wrench to sort of tighten some of these connections. And each time you refix a connection, you can see some of the panels, those long, like head-size runes begin to glow. More of them begin to glow, one after the other. Like if you think about, it's like almost like an octagonal shape. And each side is starting to glow where it's not been damaged from the fall, where the panels are removed, but you can see many of them are starting to glow. And as it does, it starts to spin. And then, Melka, you start to hear a humming sound, not unlike the one that you heard up above. Like,
Spin me right round,
yeah,
baby,
that's the one.
Yeah.
And so it begins to actually function at this point. You see it start to spin. It doesn't shudder and jerk anymore. And Gurgle, you're pretty sure you kind of repaired it at this point. Like you've repaired at least that damage. Now,
Well, that's excellent craftsmanship.
Whirling up, but
is-
what is it?
yeah, there is this control panel too. So right now it just seems to be whatever setting it was on, whatever it was doing before, you've connected it. So it's not like overheating or whatever it's causing it to stutter. It's no longer doing that. It's now properly spinning. All these different runes are kind of lit up on the sides. What would you like to do?
Sarla, that the thing that exploded on my face outside the cave wall that was spinning and humming, that you have in your bag, maybe it's related. I don't know how though, but yeah, like the bomb you have in your backpack.
It's not. It's amazing ancient tech.
Yeah,
so-
uh-huh.
Now I'm
It's
sorry. Who
Arzium.
got a bomb?
Oh,
No,
Sarla got a bomb
no,
after it exploded in
no.
my face because I
found
sang at
this-
it.
You did. You unlocked it just wonderfully.
So many
and
regrets.
Then we also
But I'm
got a
really
little bit of
happy.
damage from that.
I
So
just keep
Sarla
wondering
will-
what terrible way I'm going to die with y'all.
So Sarla is doing it as Milka recommended. So she's kind of pulling the Arzium device out of her bag. She's also trying to think back to the mosaic from the previous room and trying to kind of compare any of the symbology from the mosaic in the other room to the symbology in this room.
Sure. You definitely were in what looked to have been like a resting place for some people. This seems to be more like an engineering room. But you could probably piece 2 and 2 together that this mountain likely is or was a site of one of these Arzium experiments to create flying mountains. It is clearly not flying, but there is this strange device in here that might somehow be connected to what creates this. So if you wanted to, you could tinker with these controls to see if you can get it to do other things. See if you can see what happens with it. It's kind of up to you.
So back there, the mountain was flying. What do we think about seeing if we can get this mountain to maybe go flying? And she kind of like has the wrench in her hand.
But Sarla, what if the mountain then falls?
Then we would have gotten the best view ever before falling.
Well, then I love this plan. Let's do it.
I like this sort of heated area. I think I'm just gonna bask, and like a lizard in the sun, Melka kind of like lays down and starts to bask.
This does, as far, you've been here a while from repairing stuff like that, and you've not really encountered any issues. Not like the lava's like bubbling up at you and nothing's really come at you. And now that the thing's moving around, the lava's swirling even more smoothly now, so it actually doesn't look like if you wanted to rest, like you could rest in here. Like this is a much safer place. There's only one way in that you can see, and it's through that door, and you do have the ladder that you could just kind of pull towards you, and like I think you can call this a safe spot if you wanted to rest.
Yeah, Melka's been shoving for it. So
love to do that.
Okay. All right. So let's do that. You do a rest. This is going to be 2 quarter days. That's essentially what we mark. So you're going to basically catch some Z's. Takes your turns. Presumably we do the watch kind of thing. Yada, yada, yada. And then, trying to remember where the rest is.
Getting all of the stats back is definitely...
Get your attributes back.
It's like, oh... Yeah.
And then Cecil, you still have poison, I think, right? You can remove that now.
Yeah. That would be delightful.
All of you can also gain a supply.
I'll take 2.
Yeah, if you've got other...
Unless you're me and you get 6.
That's...
Jeremy was just like, I take 2. Then Melissa's just like, I don't want you to find joy, Jeremy. I'm going to take this.
That's okay. I understand how it is. You play the token human, you're meant to get stepped on. That's just how it goes. It's okay. Would you like for me to cook you something while you're busy telling me how inferior I am? Maybe I can make you some bread.
I will happily explain to you your inferiority while you cook.
God help me. Please let this mountain drop and let me die quickly. Please.
Your role of troubled was just so fun for RP. It's supposed to be encouraging, so Sarla should not have shit on your tube.
No, it wasn't. It totally fits.
So, which of the recipes are you doing, Cecil?
I feel like normally doing the armor is really useful.
Okay.
That's usually my go-to, unless specifically requested otherwise. I think we'll default to that.
It's the most universal.
Because Mac mentioned bakery earlier, he will actually make some like really hearty bread. It'll probably be something like some no rise bread, like something like that, like very heavy but thin.
Okay.
Nice.
So you all you find there's plenty of space in this big island with this machine. You find places. It's noisy in here because of the machine now that it's up and running, but you're probably exhausted. Each of you take your rest, probably rotate who's on watch. Maybe you pull the ladder across to you just to be safe. And at no point are you actually interfered with. It doesn't really seem like anything is actually interfering with you. The only real extra thing you hear is every now and then the water drips down and maybe hits you or sizzles against something. But aside from that, there's nothing. So we'll pass it back up to Melka, I guess, at this point. So Melka, you come out of the rest. You've got this big machine working. there's the controls that can be messed with for sure. There are these giant pipes above you. There's really not much else like in this massive chamber other than this. There's a way back. You haven't found Rickard's body yet. And then you've got this poor Glogo who is terrified. So
so we only have the only exit from this room is the way back. Would we be able to squeeze through the upper section with the pipes?
you could certainly try. Yeah, that would require a roll to climb up there and such. But yeah, you certainly could try.
GM trope for no.
No. You definitely
I know, I'm
could.
You could try.
You could try.
I believe in you. Definitely. I definitely want you to try. Let's just put it that way.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Starla, I think we should put the ladder back down so we can go over there and get ready to go up the stairs. And then we can leave you to play with the gears. So if it blows up with your bomb, it's okay.
You're all leaving me?
No, we're going to stand on the ledge safely over there.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. Okay.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna watch from a distance.
I mean,
so
if you need an extra
have
set
fun.
of hands.
I I'm feeling so much better now than I was 2 quarter days ago. I think I can probably manage. You should probably all be safe.
Okay.
You should all be safe.
I figured there's a bunch of gears and levers there, and I know you love machines, so we're just going to stand over there and watch you and make sure to clap.
That sounds wonderful.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, Cecil. We clap after she succeeded.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sarla, what are you going to do exactly? Are you going to try to find a place to put that device that you found up top into this thing? Or are you going to? That's what you're going to do. Okay. Give me a craft test.
All right. I'm going to spend 2. And I get a +1 because I am doing my own machinery roll this time.
Okay.
So that's a +3. I rolled a 10, so it's a 13.
Okay. You very easily find a slot for this. Like you realize that these panels that have all the runes in you can kind of move them around a little bit. Like you could pull them back kind of for maintenance. And you realize there's like slots essentially for many of these that you can just kind of piece in. And there's already many of them in here too. But you do see there's like 1 or 2 like that have the look of damage. Like you can see a burnt out part when you've seen one before. You know, it's just like any other device. Maybe you don't know exactly what this thing does, but you can certainly tell when something's been burnt out. And you replace it. You push it back in and close down the panel. And then you see the consoles with all the different gears and switches suddenly lights up. And it seems as though you have restored power to this device. Like this, you have the ability to control things.
And Sarla expectantly looks back to all of her friends on the other side.
Cecil now. Yep. Gurgle, hands up.
High five.
Thank you for not killing us here.
High five.
Yeah, lots of high fives. That's
High
right.
five.
Lots of high fives.
High five.
Okay. So Sarla, do you start messing with it?
Yeah, of course she does.
Give me a D6 roll.
Oh dear.
It's just to see, because like you're not really sure what you're pulling or what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's just a question of what happens. There's like I have a little chart of things I made for what could possibly happen when you tinker with it. A 2. Okay. You hear like a grinding of metal, and then what was once a drop of water up above, you see rushing down both pipes are just a deluge of water, which crashes down onto the machine itself. You hear sizzling, and it kind of cools it down, but you're also just getting rained upon now as you just see it's just this constant stream of water and water and water and water and water. And it's just continuing to go. And you quickly close it back up. Let's see. Gurgle, give me a perception test.
Throw a +1 on it.
Okay.
Oh, 11.
You see that it wasn't just water that came down, but all sorts of other stuff. And you can see either on the island around Sarla or having just fallen onto like the rocks down into that big swirling lava pool. There's debris, there's like chests, there's what looks like a couple piles of bones and stuff, as if whatever just kind of got flushed down here from above, it has now brought a bunch of other things down. You see fish flopping around here and there as if like they're on the verge of dying, and then like they fall down into the lava, it just go like that. But yeah, there's all manner of junk that just came down with the water.
Do we think that this water is being pumped down here from the pool that's fed by the waterfall?
That seems a pretty good guess at this point. Yeah. Gurgle, what were you going to say?
Go over and see if we can scavenge into the mess that spilled out.
Okay.
For Rickard's body.
Okay, I'm just going to roll a few things, tell you what you get. Okay, so you do in fact find several bones. You do find a body. You find a chest that's in decent condition. Like it's still waterlogged, but it's not falling apart. So the body that you pull free, it's skeleton. Who knows how long it's been here. It's damaged. It's missing some of its limbs. But it does seem to have like a relatively well-made shirt that obviously is tarnished, having been at the bottom of the water for a significant period of time, and there's buildup of some kind of residue on top of it. But you do see underneath it, like where the buildup is, there is some sort of signature, some sort of insignia that you can tell if you cleaned it up, it might be more visible. You find that there are many iron spikes. So you find so iron spikes is a consumable. So you throw spikes at a target at range. Any creature that tries to move into the target's group takes a d6 damage. So there's some iron spikes. You find in like this in this chest that you managed to pull free before it falls into the lava. There are all sorts of jewels totaling, let's see, hang on, 5, 6 times 30 coins in here. And what looks like a very fancy looking compass that is surprisingly been protected by being in the midst of all this treasure inside of this chest. That's what you're able to race over and grab.
It's a bunch of goodies over here and a body. Somebody want to take a look?
Yeah, sure. Is it Rickard's body?
Could be. He's got fine clothing.
Can I read the insignia, assuming I find it as well?
Sure. Give me a knowledge test, I think.
I'm going to give myself. I'll give myself a +2 for this. And I'm going to roll this one. That is a 5 + 2 for 7.
Okay. As you start working it away, you do get the sense that it does look familiar. And it's because it looks like it's an insignia that's commonly on a breastplate for the Copper Empire. So the Copper Empire is an empire from the far away west that periodically comes and causes some trouble with these southwestern city-states like Ulm and whatnot. Yeah.
Sorry. Do we remember what army Varna said that Rickard was what is it, like running away from? Gopher hopping? Running away?
Don't remember, but his ghost said he was a deserter.
What's wrong, Jeff?
Yes, that was funny. Just cracked me up.
Sorry, Gurgle? Yeah?
He said he was a deserter, so...
Yeah. From?
He didn't tell me that.
Oh, okay. I'll put the skeleton and this breastplate into my backpack, and we'll just call it Rickard's body, and we'll probably be right.
Yeah, if water can't tell, it's just a pile of bones.
Wait, Gurgle, don't you have something that was Rickard's, and you would be looking for the matching one of it?
All right, his bracers, I'm wearing them.
So you don't find... you don't. I mean, yours are clean. This one's not. You would probably have to clean this up a bit to be able to be sure, because this thing has been underwater for who knows how long, and there's all this tarnish and buildup and such. So it's hard to say for sure. But I will roll over though, Melka's, because you rolled like a 10 plus, right?
I rolled a 7 exactly.
7 exactly. I'll still give it to you. Whatever.
But you got to 10.
No, I rolled a 5 plus 2 for 7.
Okay.
Okay, that's right.
His bracers that Gurgle has been wearing, like they do not look like the type of armor that you or like the uniform that anyone from Chrysaria or anyone, like if he was from there, which are like the white-haired humans. Certainly not Hogfolk, because he isn't a Hogfolk. Certainly not Ohm, because he's not Toadfolk. Metra, I mean, that's a little. I mean, they're all kind of all over the place. They're run more by like companies and crime lords than anything. So calling them like so. I mean, logically, makes sense.
Yeah, definitely Rickard's body, and I've definitely put in my inventory as Rickard's body, probably plus his breastplate. We also, of those 30 coins, that means we get 6 each. And I don't remember what else was in the chest, or if Gurgle would like to share.
There's a
Iron
compass
spikes
and iron spikes.
So iron spikes is a consumable if you look it up. So you can go ahead, one of you can take it. And then there's what's called an ether compass. It's a compass that points towards nearby spirits and demons, and also it gives you +2 spirit resistance when held in a hand. So the hand slot of. So if some of you, so it's actually a hand slot in your item inventory.
Gurgle, you like the undead? Here, you should probably have the compass.
What makes you think I like the undead?
Well, because you're cold as well.
That's just a fishfolk.
Yeah.
Speciesist?
Is it? Oh.
I mean, it's okay to make fun of humans, but don't make fun of the fish, man. That's just rude.
Well, Cecil, do you want the iron spike? You throw a spike at a target ranged. Any creature that moves in the target's group takes 1d6 damage. So it's kind of, you probably have fun with that. Like skewering like meats.
I mean, if you put it that way, of course I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Sarla, do you do any more screwing around with this console?
She would, yes.
Okay.
Give me another D6.
Like unless someone says, "Hey, we got the body. We should leave now."
Oh no! By all means, please plummet us to our inevitable demise.
Give me another
Zach
D6
is
roll.
definitely cheering you on. He's like, Sarla, that's so fantastic. Do it again. Do it again.
And Sarla will do it again. So rolling a d6.
Give me a D6.
I got a 2 again.
Okay, the waters open up once more.
We don't need more
This
water.
this deluge comes down again. Sarla, so you quickly close it down. A few more things drop.
Sure.
So a few more things drop. So Gurgle, if you're ready, you do find a pretty nice looking axe, though it's definitely damaged. And you also find a slingshot, which is also damaged. And you find kind of a scattering of these tarnished coins equal to 3 coins per. Yeah, 15 more coins come raining down. Okay.
Rusty junk. I think it's all we can get from it.
Something else, Sarla?
Trying again, Sarla?
I don't seem to know how to work this. I've got the one thing, and that's about it. Do you want me to do it again, or
Do it again. Do it again. Hit a different button.
Okay, one more time. Cecil. 4.
Okay. All of you feel a rumble begin to shake the cavern that you're in. And you see the machine starts to spin faster and faster and faster. The lava begins to twirl faster and spin and spin and spin and spin and spin. You can see lights begin to start glowing off of the different runes now. It's whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. You start to see some of the walls that have already suffered some damage are starting to crumble and fall in. You see these huge chunks of stone fall off the wall and plop down into the swirling lava. You see more of the chunks from above begin to flop down, and you just feel this constant earthquake that just seems to be growing more and more extreme with each second that passes. The spinning continues to go faster and faster and faster. Do you let it go?
Sarla's trying to turn it off. Like she's concerned.
Okay. You reversed everything you just did. Everything slows down. You see the spinning slow down. The earthquakes begin to settle. The walls now, you've seen half the stone bricks and stuff, and the masonry has collapsed now. And you can see it's exposing the basic earth behind it. But you're pretty sure you know how to drench this thing and how to get this thing to move faster. You just don't know what would have happened if you would have let it continue to go.
Sarla was worried she was going to be by herself floating on an island, and it was going to be.
Oh, they felt the earthquakes too. Don't worry.
We felt the earth move under our feet.
It was like dancing without trying to dance. Let's do it again.
So Sarla's taking notes on like what she's doing. So kind of almost trying to make like an instruction manual of like if she or someone else were to come here again, what would need to happen.
I'll tell you this, like it was a D6, and so basically it was a 50-50. If you rolled a 1, 2, or 3, you were going to hit the water. If you rolled a 4, 5, or 6, you were going to get the spinny things. Like basically there's only 2 results in the thing. So it's just a 50-50 flip of the coin. So like you're pretty confident that you know how to do both of those things.
Okay.
Who's
active player right now?
I think it's Melka still, we're going to say.
So Sarla's kind of looking to Melka like, I don't think we need any more water. Do we want to see what the other thing does?
I do, but maybe we should do it after we make sure that Ordo gets back, because I think we're just dropping more rocks maybe on his friends.
High five.
Uh-oh.
High five.
High five.
He's just going up and down. High five. High five.
Melka, that is a very good point. I've taken good notes about this, but you're right. Ordo getting to friends is very important.
Friends are important. I agree.
Friends are very important. Yeah,
exactly.
You were right.
Yeah, we survived another hour. Let's high five again.
High five.
High five.
High five.
High five.
So Sarla will take notes and drawings and whatnot with this, and then she'll kind of trudge back to the group. Like, all right, buddy. Kind of look into Ordo. Let's find your friends.
High five.
Okay, so you retrace your steps. Is that the idea? You get back to the staircase at least, right? And do you want to just go up the stairs this time?
Yes.
Okay. So you find yourselves again going up flights of stairs. Along the way, sometimes you come to a landing that's caved in immediately. Other times you have to kind of climb over top of it. Other times it looks like there's a passageway that you follow only to realize it's been caved in here or there. Eventually though, after maybe, a dozen stories, so to speak, you get to a passageway and you look down it and you can see bright light at the far end. I'm going to do Melka.
Ordo, do your friends like the light?
No, but we couldn't find way to where we're going below, so we were going to go above.
Okay.
But I don't like above.
Oh, okay. But there's lots of new friends everywhere you go.
Arthur, we get attacked and yelled at and chased.
Just close your eyes and it'll be dark.
Oh, whoa, that worked. Oh, high five.
High five.
just randomly just hitting people left and right because you can't see.
All right. Let's. It's going to be kind of dark. So, and she'll try to, I guess, rip a bottom section of her shirt off a little bit, so that it's thin enough fabric that you can have it, so it kind of works as a filter.
Sunglasses, basically. Jordy LaForge them a little bit.
Yeah, Jordy LaForge a little bit. We've been doing a lot of Star Trek, haven't we?
We have.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you do that and you kind of follow towards the light, you realize that the other side of this passageway breaks off, and you realize it breaks off into what looks like a cliff. As your eyes almost water at the sight of the sun, as you have reached an exterior exit, but you are high up the slope of a mountain. Probably not as high as you were when you went and visited the skyship. Maybe about halfway up the slope. You can see the forests off to the northwest a bit. You can see off to the east that looks like a little bit of that big lake. And then you can see from where you're standing down perhaps to where like you all first entered the cave, a good couple 100 feet below you. So you're up the slope a decent amount here. And you could find your way down. It's a little treacherous, but you could. So effectively, if you're looking at the hex map, you all have actually moved 1 hex southwest in the process. So you're kind of at that the tip of the hexagon there to the north.
So to find a different path, we would either have to go back to the ghost room. There was like a third path in the ghost room, or go back to the Spider Queen, fight that, and find a way of clearing that out.
The ghost room didn't have anything. You went the ghost room way. The only other route out that you were you never looked at whether or not there was any extra rooms in the spider area.
Okay.
Like you have no idea. There could be something there, might not be. But everything was covered in cocoons and webs, and you guys were under a time crunch. So, but it's up to you. You also can see like the ridge into the direction of and the canyon towards where Varna would be off to the northwest of where you're at too.
Oh,
you can't see her hut, but you can see where you would go.
Should we just drop probably Rickard's body off at Varna?
We made it out alive.
I mean, I love carrying the dead body as long as I can, but it feels like it
you
would be
can
rude
take it
not
then. I don't want to take fun away from you. So here you go.
Is that Malcolm considerate, Cecil?
Yeah.
I deserve that. Thank you.
Sarla wants to try to look around because, if he got separated from his friends, so looking around for any tracks or signs of other Glogo in this area.
Yeah, okay. So, he was trying to tell you at one point that there was a meeting point that he was trying to have, but you kind of got cut off. But when you start asking him about it, and he'll say,
if we got separated, we were supposed to meet by the volcano.
Oh,
that's all the way on the other side.
Because we started there.
And he kind of points to the north, and you can see there's a big mountain that is volcanic.
We started there, and we were trying to go south. And we said if we get lost, to meet at the next volcano. It's our meeting spot, because it's safer and warm.
Oh, the next volcano. So you came from the North volcano up there. So you're talking south, west.
Yes.
Oh, that's really far away. Okay. So I think we should definitely drop probably Rickard's body that Cecil's now carrying off first. Although it's going to take fun away from Cecil, which I don't want. But Jeremy.
Okay, so just to be clear, we heard him correctly that the volcano that they came from was the volcano that's just northeast.
Yeah.
And the other volcano is far away to the southwest.
I put the marker where if you wanted to escort him, that's where you'd be going. Off to the southwest.
I see. Yes, Milka. That's very far away, and Varna's right over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we drop the body off, we can get down there in 1, 2, 3, like 2 quarter days.
Even faster, actually, because assuming that your iron crawler is repaired, iron crawlers move at a rate of 5 hexes per quarter day. So it's even they move quite fast.
Oh, then we could go up, drop the body. I think the grass folk are somewhere if we wanted to try to help them, because they're somewhere up near the crawler. Nope, they're way over there as well.
Yeah.
Is this stupid body still covered? Like you said, a breastplate? I'm sorry, this stupid body.
Yeah. It's probably Rickard's body.
A breastplate, yes.
All right, well,
There's
it's much
definitely some
easier to
clothes
wear a
stuff,
breastplate than to carry a breastplate.
Okay.
My assumption.
What a weird dead person breastplate.
All right, so
I don't feel like carrying the damn fool breastplate all over.
This damaged breastplate, and you put it on. No problem. You absolutely can do that. Okay.
Just out of the sheer frustration that he doesn't want to actually carry that bullshit.
All right, so this. Okay, so you have got a high quality. Is essentially the tag on this. So it has a +1 armor. However, it is currently damaged. So anything you do with it has like a -1 penalty. So you're not quite getting it. But it actually does it's a high quality chest piece, essentially. But it needs to be repaired first.
Fair enough.
Okay. So what do y'all want to do? Do we go down? Do you go down towards, because you can climb down, you're not that far away from Varna, or do you try to go back into the mountain and look around more?
Yeah, I think we should go up to Varna, go to the crawler, and then we can ride in style. With
Okay. If that's the case, you are not that far away. It doesn't take too long to actually climb back down the mountain. I will say everyone go ahead and burn 2 supply in the process between trying to climb down. Some of your packs kind of get caught. A few things fall loose here or there. But together you're able to make sure no one falls to their doom. There's enough of you to keep an eye out on each other. So that's not an issue at all. It's just a little bit. It's a little bit taxing, and it's going to take another quarter day. Go ahead, add that as well. And by the time you make
looked at the time tracker,
by the time you make it to Varna's, night has fallen. But you do see a kind of a glow in the windows. You see or smell smoke from a chimney, and you see the iron crawler is parked right next to the windmill, effectively, as it looks like everyone has made it here. However, they are not outside. But if you go and you knock on the door, or if you get close to the door, you hear the sounds of voices from inside. And when the door opens up, there is Varna, and she is kind of shuffling around, and she is like giving some broth, some soup over to Eldrin. You can see Krista is there as well. You hear the sounds of, like, as you walk past the windmill, the sounds of the other Surka just going, and then that makes Taz Grisner, God dang it, go, Taz Grisner. Go. So they all start like singing to each other as you come nearby. The door opens for those of you who go inside the hut. You can see the Varna's eyes go wide again as she looks up at you, Cecil, and she says,
"Rickard, is that you, Rickard? Oh, my sweet Rickard!"
And she drops the soup that she's carrying, which shatters on the ground because it's just like some clay ceramic. Soup everywhere, and she rushes and throws her arms around you.
"Oh, I knew you are still alive, my sweet Rickard. Oh, sweet, I missed you
and just peppering you with kisses. Oh, goodness gracious, I'm so glad to see you. Oh.
I always thought your name was Cecil. It's a pleasure to meet you, Rickard.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to give you another ungent for your eye there. I'm very
And
sorry,
you do
but
notice it's come back, like a lot of the cooking.
What? You don't sound like Rickard.
no, we found your husband.
No.
I'm so terribly sorry. He we did find him. I'm gonna set this up. I'm gonna set up a nice little spot over in the corner here. He'll take off the breastplate and he'll try to create find a nice place to kind of set up for her so she can have like a nice visible thing to remember her husband by.
So he is gone. Oh.
Yeah, no, he but it's just, he got a new beginning going and he's waiting for you.
What?
And Gurgle Dad talked to his spirit, and his spirit, I promise you, said he was just waiting for you. He wants you to live your best life, and he's just waiting for you to see him on the other side when you're done with things. And he said he loves you very much, and he's just waiting to see you again.
Oh, he said all of that?
We also brought a skeleton for you to bury.
What?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Do you want it?
Oh.
We
could
help
give
you.
him
We would be
a
respectful. We
proper
would help you.
burial in
Yes.
the morning.
He wanted to be near you.
Most of his Barts.
What?
Your best friend, Tansgrisnir, is back too.
Oh, you brought him back. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, what a day. What a lovely day. Oh, what a sad day. Oh, but I knew he was gone, but I heard him last night in my dream speak to me. Oh.
And she just starts to weep a little bit and kind of like just slumps down next to the breastplate and just kind of leans her head against it and just starts kind of swaying a little bit. She just like hums a little song. It gets very somber. Everyone's kind of awkward at this point. Like Eldrin's kind of looking up at all of you with like really wide eyes. Like Milka says something about the missing parts. He's like, no, don't shit. Kind of waving you off a bit. But this is where we're at. It's like, yeah. Go ahead,
Mac
Mac.
goes out to hang out with Tansgrisnir and the others. He feels more comfortable there in the pen.
Absolutely. So yeah, you bring them out into the pen. You could see once you bring your friend back into the windmill, they all just like rush to each other and they start yipping and kind of playing. And Tansgrisnir is like he's hurt. He's injured. You could tell he suffered some sort of like fracture or twist to his leg, so he's definitely limping around. But his spirits suddenly brighten at the sight of these others, and they all kind of playfully nip at one another. And then they come over and they start like kind of encompassing Mac in that as well. So it's just like this big roughhousing that's going on inside the windmill. Okay. So, Gurgle, what are you up to? What do you do when you get here?
Eldrin, you made it.
And he comes at...
Oh, yeah. Of course we did. Yet you think we wouldn't?
I forgot what voice I used. It took me a second.
Oh, it's good to see you too. You seem like you had a bit of an adventure.
Falling down waterfalls, climbing through mountains.
Waterfalls and mountains. Oh, look at you here. Well, we had a bit of a trouble as well. Yes, we did. We tried to get the old iron crawler out of the old forest, but it didn't want to let us go. We had all these thorns and vines that were wrapped up in the wheels, but we made it out, Krista and I. We found our way. You're not the only heroes around here. No, no, no. You could say, if it wasn't for us, well, we wouldn't be here, but you'd probably still be... Well, it's good to see you, is what it is. It's good to see you. Oh, you did such a nice thing for this sweet woman over here, bringing back something of her husband like this. Oh, that's very kind of you. Very kind indeed.
She's been lovely to us, so it's only a matter of time we did something back.
Oh, she's a sweetheart. She gave us this broth. It tastes delicious. Almost as good as one of Cecil's. Oh, fantastic this is. Yes. Now,
Planning on going to the volcano next. You think you could take us there?
Oh, the one right there. And he kind of points off to the noise. We had to skirt around it. We found ourselves a broken bridge. All the bridges to this place seem to be broken. I don't understand it. It's the strangest thing. We found 3 of them. We found a rope bridge. We found a stone bridge. And we found a wooden bridge. Each one of them broken. What do you think it means?
Oh, I thought I fixed one of those.
Oh, no, it's broken.
Oh,
Somebody here that hates bridges.
I got attacked by a spider for that.
Oh, well, you look fit and capable. You look to be in good health. Yeah?
Yeah, I recovered quickly.
You only
So-
need to add 12 times these past couple of days.
12 times. 12.
Yeah, I get attacked when I make music, everything explodes.
Well, you're not going to be making music as we get back on the crawler and head home, are you? I don't want the crawler to explode.
Only explode if it's like a mysterious floating rock or a puzzle.
Well, I'm pretty sure we can avoid both of those 2 things inside the crawler. I think we'll be all right.
You would think
All
so.
right. Well, so, Miss Varna here said we could stay here and get up in the morning. And at first light, we can head on out. Are you ready to get back on the road to home?
We're pretty well rested. We'll give you a moment to catch your breath.
What, are you daft, man? It's dark as can be outside. It's pitch as night. I'm not driving around in that. We're liable to drive off a cliff because there's many cliffs around here.
No, you're right.
Well, thank you for agreeing with me.
Volcano, speaking of going all the way to the southwest one.
Oh, that's all right. Have you all given any more thought to helping out those grasskin? They were very kind, they were. Poor folk.
Along the way, yes, we can speak with them.
Well,
Yeah, that seemed to be the thing to do.
it's a little out of our way, but I think we could swing on over. Sure we could.
Got a new friend here with us too. We'll introduce him.
Oh, you've got yourself a Glogo. I heard those things were vicious. And there
He's our new best friend.
He loves high fives. Just give him one.
High five.
What? High five? Oh, hello, fella. High five. Oh,
High five.
and so Jeff just does this for the next 15 minutes, and that's the end of this episode. Well, maybe I was wrong about you folk. Maybe the stories aren't true after all. Why you got a thing on your face?
He's like,
Oh, the light.
she put it on my face. My best friend.
Oh, she's your best
Yeah.
friend. I thought Mac was your best friend.
Mac is my best friend.
But he
She'll
can't
open
be
the
your
door.
best.
Mac, you're my best friend, right?
Best friend, Malka! And Taz Prisoners!
Yeah.
You just hear like all behind.
Cecil and Sarla and Gurgle. You can be my best friend too.
No, that's not how best works. It's a superlative. It's a superlative. It's the one. It's up. You can't have. You can have best, and you can.
Charlotte just
No, I
pats him
agree.
on the
That makes-
shoulder.
What?
Just-
Oh, you're
we're
all daft, is what you're
we're all
all.
best
you're
friends.
No,
just
they don't know
daft.
the meaning of superlative. That's too many syllables there.
Well, it means that it's better than everything else. So if one thing is better than everything else, well, then everything else can't be as good as it. It's got to
We
be.
all
Got to be
aim-
less.
We aim to be the best in all we do. That's
You
our
could aim.
traveling group motto.
Well,
She
that's
made
our-
it up, and she points to Malka.
That's an excellent motto, I suppose. Doesn't quite have a ring to it, but I like the spirit behind it.
I just don't want to die today. That's my motto.
Why would you die here? You're in good company. You've got a roaring fire. You've got some
wonderful broth over there. What
but that's
could
now.
possibly
Earlier,
harm
we
us?
were going down a damn cliff. There was ghosts with horns and
Ghost
spiders and poison.
Ghost with horns. You came across the Melfin?
I got no idea what the hell that is.
Oh,
I just know it had big red eyes and it scared me terribly.
Big
Blue
blue
eyes.
fiery eyes.
Oh, blue fire eyes.
The glow guy's got the red one.
Well, that sounds like you count yourselves lucky to be alive. Oh, I've heard they're angry spirits. They're just cruel. Something about how they passed over, maybe. And they scream in pain. Oh,
I remember
and you
lots of
live-
screaming.
and you live to tell the tale. Oh,
I'm just a
goodness
babe.
gracious. You are indeed. That is a very true statement.
He's very
Yes.
brave. He talked to them and reassured them that we meant them no harm.
You communicated with them. You've got yourself a Glogo best friend, and you talked to the Melfins. Well, I'll be. What an adventure you've been on. My goodness. Now I feel. Well, Krista and I feel a bit lazy now. We've just been sitting around being beset by crazy thorns, looking for a way over to this godforsaken island in the middle of a series of broken bridges.
But you did such a good job getting here.
Oh, we did. Oh, we did. You should have seen it. I had to drive down the side of a slope.
Uh-huh.
We were going faster than I've ever gone before, and I saw the ground coming up. I thought we were going to crash, and then there is this big gust of wind that just lifted us right into the air, like we were flying, like what you do, and we were just flying through the air. And I thought, oh, well, now we're going to crash into the side of the canyon now. But then another gust of wind came roaring through and kicking us up even higher. And then lo and behold, we go landing safely just a few feet away from this kind woman's windmill. Now, what do you make of that?
Windmill. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
good.
The windmill
think
has
so?
some like old tech in it.
Does it now? I thought it was perhaps my skills,
Oh
at
yeah, definitely your
driving
skills
and-
too. Because you
I'm
you
pretty
drove in
adept.
the air.
Well, it's a lot like flying if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll get me an airship one of these days. Expand my...
Just go down into that mountain there and fly this mountain away.
You
Got
can
one of
fly
them
a
crazy old
mountain now.
engines.
Well,
All these runes and spinning things and all that nonsense.
Starla
this-
will take out her little drawings and notebooks and show him there. He's not exaggerating. It's really there.
Well, this is the find of a century. Oh, we've got to... Well, you should, not me. I'm just here as a facilitator is all, But this kind of information, very lucrative to the right person. The academies are always jockeying, Whenever you can give them a little bit of info like this or that, they reward you with coin. And, well, with other things. We could get ourselves an airship. Yes, we could sell it. The information, the knowledge, where it is. Get ourselves an airship and we could go flying all over. I am an excellent pilot, mind you. I'd be more than happy to chauffeur you around.
Well, and we might have lifted off, but I got a little worried that we might get hurt. And we did promise Ordo that we would bring him back to his friends. So we didn't we didn't take off, but
I see.
I know what the symbols mean now.
Oh, well, fantastic. Well,
I know.
I don't know how I'm going to sleep tonight with all the excitement, all these crazy stories. But first thing in the morning, we're going to load up the crawler with all the fancy things you found. We're going to head southwest. We're going to find your new best friend. We're going to reunite him with his old best friends. And then we're going to talk to Fern at the village. We're going to take care of these cracks. And then we're going to get all the way to Ulm and we're going to be rich. We're going to buy ourselves a skyship and we're going to explore. Yeah?
Yeah, sure. It sounds great.
You were with me for most of that, and then you kind of tailed off at the end.
I really want to
Well-
go back and try to fly the mountain.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness gracious, don't fly a mountain. Are you crazy? Last time someone tried to do that,
Machine.
they plummeted into the sea.
That was why I didn't do it, because I didn't want us all to go up in the air, and Cecil and the others had concerns about the flying part was fine, but the landing part is the part that's difficult. I've heard that some other place before. I'm not sure where, but the landing can be
I
hard.
see. Well,
Yeah, I'm just trying real hard not to die today, so I would agree very much with not flying the mountain right now.
we don't need it. No one's saying to fly the mountain. I'm saying we tell some other folk. Let them try to fly the mountain.
No. You're right. Someone else can play with the coolest machine I've ever found.
Well,
No,
you know
I-
what?
I
They're
get
going to
it.
need a
I
guide.
get
They're
it.
going to need an expert to show them all the symbology. But what that means is to give yourself the proper credit, you should go talk to them, hoity-toity academics, and then be their leader.
I'm
Make sure
they'll
not to give them all the info so that they'll take you.
Oh, that's real savvy, that one. Look at you. Oh, that's good thinking. Oh, they'll probably give you like an honorary degree or something. Kids start calling you Professor Sarla.
You
Oh,
know,
P.S.
we should.
P.S.
I think I'm going to sleep just fine.
Yes.
I'm going to dream of flying the mountain.
Well,
I think I'm going to sleep okay.
that sounds lovely. What do you say we all go get a nice rest? We wake up in the morning and we head on out of here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, we'll go ahead and we'll close it down for tonight. And we will pick up in the morning with you trying to return your Glogo friend Ordo, trying to help out these Graskin, take care of these cracks, and then get the hell out of here and go sell some info and get a Skyship. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so sad you didn't try to fly the mountain.
I know. I was like, oh, this could go so poorly. And then when we walked
It
away, I
would
was
have
like,
been
oh.
so fun.
Who needs an airship when you have a flying
You could fly a
mountain?
freaking mountain. So cool.
I know.
I am a sucker
I just thought
for
the
flying islands.
Glogos were
Love
still
'em.
under us.
Yeah, I think maybe if we had known 100% for sure
I communicated that well. That's my
that
bad.
the volcano was way on the other side. As soon as you were
Yeah.
like, they might be under that, I was like, oh, we probably
That-
should
yeah,
have
that was my
dropped
main
more rocks
concern.
on them.
They're just
Yeah.
sleeping. All of a sudden, the roof disappears. The mountain flies away.
I'm like,
sun
I'm
shining
not
down.
supposed to kill
What
people
the
with this
hell?
character. I should probably make sure.
Oh goodness. Okay, well, I think we've got one more session left. I think we just have these final two tasks to take care of, and then I think that's it. We're out of this region. You're back on the road. You're going to get to Ohm, and you're going to get yourselves a skyship. And then maybe the next time we play, we'll start up with you guys already in the skyship. Maybe that'll be season 2 at some point. Maybe we'll do that.
I would
Yeah.
love that so much.
Yeah,
Right?
I like this
It's
game.
such a fun world.
It
Yeah,
is. It's super
a fun setting.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I think it's very, very good.
It's definitely the most board game TTRPG I've ever played.
The mechanics for sure. Like there's a lot of those little, like the resource management of it all is definitely there. But I like it. I think it's novel.
Yeah.
You know. All right. So why don't we do some closing plugs and then we can get out of here.
I can thank raiders if you'd like.
Okay,
What?
We had 3 raids.
go for it. Yeah.
So Architects of Fate and the Rebel Pilot and Lost Caravan RPG.
Awesome. When did Lost Caravan come in? I didn't even see Lost Caravan. My bad.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the raid.
Just a little bit ago.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you for that raid. If you haven't followed all of those wonderful people, please go follow them. Follow their channels. Give them some support because we definitely appreciate the raids. All right. Let's see what else we got. Aaron, what do you got going on over at Garblack?
So next week on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you can check us out on the Garblag YouTube channel. Cataclysm of Kang this week. Next week, we're going to do a Halloween one-shot of the Marvel Multiverse RPG titled Marvel Zombies
So jealous.
in New Orleans.
Awesome.
So jealous.
Definitely check in for that. And then on Thursday at the same time on the Garblade YouTube channel, we will be continuing with Imperium Maledictum, the Shadows of the Apostate, as we continue to deal with heretics and mutants on our void ship.
That's fantastic. I'm very excited about that. I watched a little bit of the Imperium Maledictum today, but you weren't there. So I was like, oh, no, Aaron. Must have been a day.
It was a
Must
day.
have been a day.
You know the day.
Yeah, I'm like, Aaron's not in this Warhammer game. Something must have gone bad. Okay, awesome. Okay, as for us, so before we do our stream plugs, I do want to plug our dear friend Steven. He has made an awesome game. Speaking of awesome games, he has made Huckleberry. And if you have not yet gotten to Huckleberry, you should. It is a Weird West, wonderful, fast-moving cinematic game with a little bit of horror, a lot of horror, I should say. But not only has it been out in early access for a little while now, I think pretty much everyone here has played it to some degree, but he just released an update for it last week. And that update comes with a new adventure, The Divine Comedy, which we've run here as an AP just about a month ago, which is awesome. It's super fun. We're on a steamboat. It's great. So that you get access to, and also some rules tweaks, some updates and things like that. So all of that is available to you. If you've already backed or supported the early access, you should get those now. If you haven't, you could get it right off the bat. So just kind of go take a look for it. Drive Through RPG would be great. And if you've gotten Huckleberry, it would be awesome if you could drop a review on it over on Drive-Thru, because those things do a lot of work. So I know that it takes a lot of time sometimes, but just a couple sentences here and there can be really, really helpful. Outside of that, what we got next, tomorrow night, we're back to Delta Green. Saturday, we got some Call of Cthulhu. And then Monday, as we're switching up our Mondays a little bit, we're going to be doing some more Otherscape. If you want to come back on Monday, as we're going to be turning Otherscape into a weekly game, as we're going to be playing it every week. So we're going to be doing some more Mythos Otherscape madness. And sorry, Aaron, I should have told you earmuffs before I said that.
So cruel. But
I'm so sorry.
I do love to watch it. So
It's a lot of
sorry,
fun.
not sorry. It's amazing.
Yeah.
You're a cruel, cruel man.
I am.
That's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting back at us for making fun of humans the whole time.
It's okay. I deserve it.
And then Tuesday, we got Star Trek, where we just started up a new mission. So we'll be back on Tuesday with that. And then next Thursday, we're not going to be doing our Arzium next Thursday just because it's Halloween. So we're probably going to be doing some kind of scary one-shot stuff. I haven't quite decided what that is yet. So, but yeah, that's what we're probably going to do next week. Other than that, we're all good. I think it's time for us to raid somebody. Let's see who's up. We've got, I don't know, let's do some. I haven't rated Dorktales in a while. Let's do Dorktales. So we're going to go ahead and give them a raid. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
See ya.
See ya.
All right.